Uh,
Hello and welcome to This Date in History, also known as TDH. This show is all about the events that occurred to date in years past, both recognized by actual historians, but mainly things that we personally find intriguing enough for us to bring to you. The sources of this information come from the smart device application Today in History. What happened today in history?
I don't even use historical calendar anymore.
Well, it's still yours to say.
Historical calendar.
And the website onthisday.com. For links to those sources, the music, and anything else potentially interesting that we gather throughout the show, check the underbar, the description below. Anyway, I am A.O. Xander.
I am me.
And today is Freya's Day, also known as Friday, June 17th, 2022. I'm going to start us off today, because I was telling you earlier how we do the show when you have no time to put in the main body. I read the black highlighted ones. So, I'm not reading every article here because that'll still take 3 hours. I read the black highlighted ones. So the first one here is in 1462. Vlad III, the Impaler, attempted to assassinate Mehmed II, the night attack, forcing him to retreat from Wallachia. Dang. Vlad the Impaler tried to impale, but he couldn't impale, so he turned into a pail. I don't know. 1579...
Ooh,
I'm sorry?
Oh, this was interesting.
You want to take this one?
1497, the Battle of Deptford Bridge. Forces under King Henry VII finally defeat communist rebels led by Michael Ungol.
Interesting. 1579, English navigator Francis Drake landed on the coast of California at Drake's Bay and named it New Albion. Huh. I wonder where that is. I'm gonna look up where that is real quick. Drake's Bay.
Somewhere near the coast of California.
Yeah. Let's see here. Where is Drake's Bay? Okay. Zoom out, zoom out, zoom out. Oh, it's over north of San Francisco. Okay. Alright. And moving on up into... I'm sorry?
Near the bay.
Well, yeah. I mean, the guy landed there. What do you call a seagull by the bay?
What?
A bagel.
Yeah. 1631, Nomad Mahal died during childbirth. Her husband, Mahal Emperor Shah Jahan I, then more than 20 years building her tomb, Taj Mahal.
Ah, so it was her.
Yep.
Alright. Uh, 1788, after a lengthy stay in Europe, future U.S. President John Adams and his wife Abigail Adams returned to Boston. Dang. That was not what I was thinking of when... I didn't know what John Adams looked like. I'm sorry?
Who the hell goes back to Boston?
Bostonites. I mean, I don't know. That's where Bill Burr is from. Boston.
Yeah, those socks.
Yeah.
Shit.
I'm wearing some socks right now. Socks are good. They keep my feet warm.
Okay, 1837, Charles Goodyear obtains his first rubber patent.
Yeah.
Some Goodyear tires.
Yeah, because yesterday I was talking about him discovering vulcanization. So he patented vulcanization or something. So, nice. Uh, 1885, the Statue of Liberty arrived in New York City aboard the French ship Isier. There's a really interesting history behind the Statue of Liberty. It was not originally supposed to be here. It was supposed to be something to do with the French world exhibition or something. Because the guy who designed this, Eiffel, he went on to design the Eiffel Tower. As everybody knows the Eiffel Tower, Eiffel, but I believe he's the one who designed the superstructure inside the Statue of Liberty. What happened in 1894?
1894, one of the most worst epidemics out there. The poliomyelitis epidemic breaks out in Rutland, Vermont.
Dang. Dude, that's just an awful
Man.
picture right there. I mean, people just sticking out of a wall like that. Ugh.
As iron lungs, for people who had the worst end of the stick of polio.
Yeah, polio, what's the word? It atrophies your muscles. It makes them paralyzed. Like, in not just outside, but your inner muscles. So then you actually lose your ability to breathe. So iron lungs create a positive and negative pressure from the outside, force your lungs to breathe. That's wild. 1896, polar explorers Fridtjof Nansen and Frederick Jackson met by chance in Franz Josef Land in the Arctic. That's interesting. You're thousands of miles away from everything else, and you just so happen to run into each other. What are the chances? And again, as stories say, at one point, after the initial invention of cars, there were 2 automobiles in the entirety of Ohio or something, and they still somehow collided with each other. How do you hit another car when there's only one other car in your entire state?
When you aim for it.
1915. Go ahead.
1915, the League of Enforced Peace was organized at Independence Hall in Philadelphia with William Howard Taft as president. Its program anticipates the League of Nations.
Ah, yes. League of Nations.
William Taft looked like a bulkier muffin.
Yeah. Yeah, he looks like Muffin if he eats too many muffins. And if he grows a big old mustache.
A big old burly mustache.
A big old, mustache. It looks like he mustached you a question. 1928, Amelia Earhart left Newfoundland to become the first female passenger to fly the Atlantic. It was a passenger in a plane piloted by Wilmer Stoltz.
Man, that picture does not look. That picture makes her look like a man.
She looks angry.
She is angry.
God. An angry woman flying an aircraft. Good heavens.
Who knows? He probably was telling her that. He probably was overhearing shit like, no woman should be flying.
Huh. Yeah.
In 1930, continuing a rich vein of oil. Well, hold up. 1930, continuing a rich vein from Australia, cricket icon Don Bradman scores 131 in the first test, beat England at Trent Bridge, Nottingham.
Interesting.
Good for him.
1939, French Championship men's tennis. American college champion Don McNeil beat countryman Bobby Riggs 7-5, 6-0, and 6-3.
Okay. 1943, player manager John Cronin of the Red Sox hit his 2-3 pitch home run.
Nice.
Oh, there we go. We talked about the socks. I mocked Boss, and then look who's here. These socks.
Yeah, I was just about to say, hey, look, some socks. Now, we'll never find the left sock. It always just goes away in the dryer somehow. It goes to Sockland, where after you die, you get to, in heaven, you get to collect all the socks that you've lost throughout your life. And any other articles of clothing, like bonnets or something, if anybody wears those anymore. 1944, Hitler secretly met with Field Marshals von Rundstedt and Rommel in Mariaval-Soziens, France, to assess a response to Normandy invasion. Ah. Yeah. Yeah, this is after the June 6th. That was 11 days ago in 1944.
Ooh.
Yeah.
1953. U.S. Supreme Court Justice William O. Douglas states executions of Spy, Julius and Ethel Rosenberg scheduled for the next day, their 14th anniversary.
Oh. So they killed him on their anniversary?
Yeah.
Wow. That's pretty funny. 1954, CIA exile army landed in Guatemala, organized by John Foster Dulles and United Fruit Company. What? So wait, a CIA exile army? So, wait, what?
So what the mercenary, mercs.
Oh, okay, so like the A-Team or something. Alright. 1954,
Also,
Rocky.
Yeah, go ahead, continue.
Rocky Marciano defeated Ezzard Charles by unanimous points decision in his third World Heavyweight Boxing title defense at Yankee Stadium in New York City. Huh.
Yes, 1956, Golda Meir begins her term as Israeli foreign minister.
1958, Things Fall Apart by Nigerian writer Chinua Achebe was published by Heinemann and is considered the most widely read book in African literature. Wow. Well, I'm going to have to get myself a copy.
1959, Eamon de Valera elected president of Ireland.
Dang. Now, it looks like he has no ear things for his glasses. Is that a pince nez?
I think it is.
Yeah. 1960, Ted Williams hit his 500th home run. Nice.
1962, U.S. Open, men's golf, Oakmont, PC, Jack Nicholson. Oh, no, not, that's right.
Nicholson.
Jack Nicklaus wins his first major title by a 3-stroke in a 18-hole playoff with Arnold Palmer.
Ah.
Your drink is amazing.
I know. I was just about to say, like, that's a really good beverage he invented. Apparently, the best lunch is a warm cup of soup with some iced tea and lemonade drink. Is Arnold Palmer. So. 1967, Barbra Streisand's A Happening in Central Park concert performance for audience of 135,000 people. Alright. Cool.
1969, Old Calcutta opens in New York almost entirely in the nude.
Wow. So they were all naked.
Well, of course, it's 1969, so.
Ah, okay. And one of the guys is upside down, so he's getting the action. 1971, Carole King's album Tapestry went on to #1 on U.S. album charts and stayed there for 15 weeks. Wow. Impressive.
1972, Chilean President Salvador Allende formed the new socialist government.
Boo, socialism. No.
Oh, God. I didn't even know this happened.
I didn't know a lot of these things happened.
1973. Continue?
No, you go.
1973, the party chorus the song I Will Always Love You. A later huge hit for Whitney Houston for PCA in Nashville.
Huh. So I wonder what Whitney Houston has. Like, did she steal the song or something, or?
No, she used it for the fucking Bodyguard movie.
Ah, okay. 1978, Ron Guidry set Yankee record with 18 strikeouts. By the way, you missed it just like 3 some odd days ago. We reported on the first perfect game. No hits, no runs, perfect game.
Damn.
Yeah.
1980, Columbia Records released Bruce Springsteen's 5th studio album, The River. The second record set becomes global smash, going top 5 in 8 countries.
Nice.
Of course, it's Bruce Springsteen.
Yep. 1982. Yeah. 1982, U.S. President Ronald Reagan's first UN General Assembly addressed, "We must serve mankind through genuine disarmament." disarmament. Well, that didn't work out too well.
I don't think he was talking about guns. He was talking about missiles and nukes.
Well, yeah, he's talking about nukes, of course. But there's still nukes in the world, and now we're actually giving them to Japan. So, if anything, it's getting worse. We all know...
man, you got way worse. You got way worse of weapons they're creating besides nukes now.
Oh yeah, no, like did you hear about the whole thing in Texas with the cows and all that stuff?
I haven't.
There's like 100,000 cows or something crazy. Like they all died overnight. The news is saying it's heat stroke, but you know, we have heat waves and stuff in California all the time, and the cows don't just die off. So, you know, this is also correlating with all of these mysterious, you know, like accidents at food processing plants and everything. And so, like, you know, there's this whole theory that's like, you know, these leftists are going to be forcing us to eat bugs by destroying everything else. And so, anyway, 1982, President of Argentina Leopoldo Galtieri resigned as Commander-in-Chief of the Army and as President after leading Argentina to a disastrous defeat against the British in the Falkland Islands War. Dang. Argentina, man.
1983, Ed Warren and Lorraine Warren exercised a word demon from Billy Ramsey. Although lack of photo or video evidence has called this claim into question. This is pretty much the plot of the last movie they made, Conjuring 3, The Devil Made Me Do It.
Ah. Look at Ed Warren. He looks like he's possessed. He doesn't look too healthy right there.
I think he eventually dies later on.
So maybe the werewolf spirit killed him.
I know, I think he died like either 2 years ago or 3 years ago.
He died in 2006.
Yeah, he died in 2006, but she died later on. Like,
Lorraine?
Yeah.
Lorraine died in 2019. Wow, 3 years ago.
Yep.
Huh. 1984, John Turner succeeded Pierre Trudeau as Prime Minister of Canada. Oh.
Oh my god.
Trudeau, huh.
Look at that face. I'm sorry, that's not his daddy.
Well, that kind of looks like he kind of looks like Jacob Rothschild with that face right there.
Yeah.
A little bit.
That is not no one related to
Justin, no.
Trudeau.
No, Justin Trudeau is obviously the bastard child of Fidel Castro because his mother was a slut. So, what happened in 1988?
1988, Givens' family, but Mike Tyson beats his wife Robin Givens.
Oh man, that ain't fair. Wasn't even in the ring. Come on, Mike. You know.
Come on, yeah.
If you're gonna do something like that, you know, at least do it for an audience. You know, I'm awful. I'm going to hell.
Holy shit. 1991. The body of 12th U.S. President Zachary Taylor is assumed to test how he died. Rumors have persisted that since his death in 1850 of arsenic poison, no evidence of this was found.
Wouldn't the arsenic have, like, you know, disintegrated by then?
Yeah, it would have been gone.
That's almost like 150 years right there. 1992, Philadelphia 76ers traded Charles Barkley to the Phoenix Suns. Every time I hear about like sports teams trading people, the first thing I think of is slavery. Like, I don't want to sound like Colin Kaepernick and calling the NFL like the slave trade, but seriously, like, well, you know, what thing other than human trafficking like trades people for people? Like, that is so obviously like, well, they're commodities, yeah, dude.
It is because they covered up concussions big time in the NFL. They tried to.
Oh well, yeah. Well, now you know all these people, you know, who are getting out of the NFL just have like so much brain damage. Like, it's heartbreaking, you know, seeing these people like they're struggling to walk, they're struggling to speak. It's like, bro, you have all these millions of dollars and you don't even have the cognitive capacity anymore to understand the value of it. You know, like, fuck. fuck.
Then you have these brain dead.
Yeah. It's just not worth it getting into football. Like, you know, just too physical. It's too much. Like, I don't mind physical sports. I don't want to go off the rails like, you know, in that South Park episode where, like, they all wore helmets and then they wore bras and then they, you know, all that stuff. Like, I don't want that, but, you know, when you have 300-pound guys flying at each other like locomotives, something's going to break in the medulla oblongata, you know? That's just not healthy, man. So, anyway, what else happened to date in 1994? Ooh. You there? Okay, well, 1994, O.J. Simpson doesn't turn himself in on murder charges. The Los Angeles police chased his Ford Bronco for 1.5 hours before he eventually gave up. This was seen live on national TV. Yeah, I remember that. And I was a kid, and I remember, like, you know, just the news just always, O.J. Simpson this, O.J. Simpson that. And in 1994, I was only 7 years old. So I was just like, oh, just leave O.J. alone, you know, yada yada. I had no idea about anything. Like, all I knew was that they were dogging this poor son of a bitch, but now I know that he was a murderer. Welcome back.
Much this thing cut off with me talking about the NFL.
Oh, I'm sorry?
I like how it shut off on me in the middle of talking about the NFL.
Oh, that sucks.
Fucking bad about them. Like, they heard me. We're gonna shut this man up.
What happened to date in 2003?
2003 Moneyball, a book about the 2003 Open Athletic Baseball team and GM Billy Bean. Faber intriguingly approach inspired by Bill James is published.
Now, isn't that what the recent movie Moneyball
yes,
is
pretty
based
much
off of? Yeah.
What it is.
That fat guy, what's his face? You know what I'm talking about.
Jonah Hill.
Yeah, Jonah Hill. Man, dude, like Jonah Hill is like a form of Christian Bale, like, you know, because you know he's you know been skinny, he's been fat, he's been skinny, fat, like, you know, he hasn't been ripped, but he does a lot of, you know, punishment to his body for these roles, you know. Also like Joaquin Phoenix too, you know, what he did, you know, to be the Joker, you know, oof, that's unhealthily skinny.
Well, somebody else did the same thing, like, fuck it. Never mind, I forgot his name.
Oh, well, while you're thinking about it, why don't you tell us about what happened in 2006?
2006. Sci-fi author Anne McCarthy inducted into the Science Fiction Hall of Fame.
Nice.
I wonder what type of science fiction she wrote.
I don't know. Let's bring her up. Dragon Riders of Pern and the White Dragon. That's her in her biography. Huh. Interesting. In 2009, the 43rd CMT Music Awards, Taylor Swift and Brad Paisley won. That's an interesting hat. I want that hat. 2010, during the NBA Finals, defending champion, I believe, Los Angeles Lakers beat Boston Celtics 83-79 in Game 7 for the franchise's 16th NBA title. Most valuable player, Kobe Bryant, the Black Mamba, of course.
Yep. Oh, yeah, I remember who it was. It was Jared Leto that almost lost his vision in that last Blade Runner movie that came out.
How?
He made to make his eyes look like that. He almost lost his vision.
Shit. Yeah,
2013 dance hit "Wake Me Up," released by Sweetest DJ and recording producer Avicii, with vocals by Aloe Black.
This is not the same, like, wake me up inside. It's not that one?
Nope.
2015, the U.S. Treasury announced that the image of Alexander Hamilton will be replaced from the U.S. $10 bill by the image of a woman. I have not yet seen that bill, and hopefully I never will, because, like, you know, now I don't have anything against women, but once things are established, they're established. You have the Susan B. Anthony coin, okay? You know, like, and, you know, just replacing things for the sake of replacing things is not the right way to do it. You know, you're doing a disservice to both parties. All right, I just don't get people. You know, I just don't get people.
2017, Bill Cosby trial for aggravated indecent assault declared a mistrial after jurors couldn't reach a verdict.
Man.
He's zip-zopped that one.
Yep. He's zip-zop, zoopity-bop, puddin' pop. You know? 2018, 24 Hours of Le Mans, former F1 world champion Fernando Alonso teams with Kazuki Nakajima and Sebastian Buemi to win for Toyota Gazoo Racing. Kazoo.
2019 activist Joshua Wong calls on Hong Kong leader Carrie Lam to resign after leaving prison amid street protests day before over 2 million people.
Dang. Fight for Hong Kong. 2021, fake President Joe Biden signed into law the Juneteenth National Independence Day Act, marking the June 19th a federal holiday commemorating emancipation. No, he did it for George Floyd. So.
You need to change the name, man. I'm sorry. I just can't take Juneteenth serious.
Yeah, like, what does the name mean? Juneteenth. You know, oh, it's on the 19th? Okay, well, you know, there's 8 more teams. Or 7.
I feel like they did that just to shut people up.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't stand looking at that face. So I'd rather look at this face. So anyway,
2021 China launches its Soyuz 12 spacecraft with 3 astronauts arriving at its new space station, Tiangong 6. And 8.5 hours later.
Nice.
Wow, 6.5 hours later.
Dang. Any articles grab your attention more than most?
Yeah. The Bill Cosby trial. Hamilton being replaced by Harriet Tubman, which still hasn't happened yet.
Yeah, like, you know, the Vlad the Impaler failing an assassination. That was interesting. The Taj Mahal, you know, getting started. Yeah. Or at least...
O.J. Simpson's high-speed chase.
Yeah, that's right. Was it a high speed or was it a low speed?
It was a high-speed chase on the highway. In a Ford Bronco.
Also, the Statue of Liberty arriving. Charles Goodyear attaining his rubber patents. The first polio epidemic. So, a lot of interesting things happened today. Yeah, Amelia Earhart being the first female passenger, you know, to fly over the Atlantic.
Man, she's looking angry as hell, though.
Yeah, she is. Anyway, moving on up into bursts. Now the bursts I'm still putting in the script channel, so I still put that in there. But I'm going to start us off here while you meander over there. In 801, we have Drogo of Metz was a Frankish bishop. He died in 855. Doing a significant time jump over doubling the years, 1610, Bridget Thought. What an interesting name. She was a Danish scholar, writer, and translator, dying in 1662. And then 1704, John Kay was born on this day. He was an English engineer who invented the flying shuttle, dying in 1780. What is the flying shuttle? That's interesting.
It's a shuttle that flies.
Presumably. No. The flying shuttle was one of the key developments in the industrialization of weaving during the early Industrial Revolution. It allowed a single weaver to weave much wider fabrics, and it could be mechanized, allowing for automatic machine looms. So you know, like the thing that shoots back and forth in the loom?
Yeah.
That's what she invented. That's a flying shuttle. Like, what's that movie? With when they shoot and they make the bullets go around the corner?
Wanted.
Wanted, yeah. The thing he has to grab, you know? That's a flying shuttle. Interesting. Who else was born on this day, good sir?
1914.
1714?
Caesar Francis Cassie de Turi, French astronomer and cartographer. 1821. E. Squire, American archaeologist and journalist.
His actual name is Ephraim George Squire. Alright.
1865. Susan Love Freshly Court. Court. Okay. Your turn.
What was she?
Oh, Native American physician.
1897, Maria Isilda de Castro Ribeiro was a Brazilian girl whom is a popular saint, dying in 1911. 1898, M.C. Escher was a Dutch illustrator, dying in 1972. And M.C. Escher, why does that sound... I'm sorry?
The painting that has multiple stairs going up and down different directions.
Oh, okay. That's why the name is so familiar. Also in 1898, Joe McKelvey was an executed Irish Republican in 1922. That's when he died. And that's my three.
1903, Ruth Graves Wakefield, U.S. chef who created the chocolate chip cookie. Fucking beautiful person.
Yeah.
You are the fucking greatest.
I know.
You're the best thing since milk.
The best thing since milk, yeah. Yeah, you know, match literally made in heaven. Milk and chocolate chip cookies.
Yes. Also, 1915, David Stringbean Eichmann, U.S. singer and banjo player. 1943, Barry Manilow, U.S. singer, songwriter, and producer.
Yeah.
Ooh, Barry Manilow. At the Copacabana, the hottest spot north of Havana.
1945, Ken Livingstone is an English politician who was the first mayor of London. Sounds a little odd, because London's been around forever, but I guess they never had mayors. They had Lord Mayors, but not mayors. Also in 1945, Eddie Merckx, Belgian cyclist and sportscaster. In 1948, Dave Concepcion is a Venezuelan baseball player and manager. Huh.
Yes. 1949, Snakefinger, English singer, songwriter, and guitarist. Snakefinger.
His actual name is Philip Charles Lithman.
That's better than some Bond villain, Snakefinger.
Yeah.
Like, why is he called Snakefinger as Snakefinger? Finger goes up, straight up Bond's ass. Turns out it was his proctologist, and this is time for his daily, it's time for his, prostate exam.
The wiggling. Oh my god.
1958, Jello Barfia, U.S. singer, songwriter, and producer.
That cannot be his actual name. Who names their child Jello? And that is not his name. His actual name is Eric Reed Boucher.
That kid would get fucking bullied.
I know, right?
That'd be a good way to get your kid bullied.
Yep. Well, hey, if your kid gets their teeth kicked in, at least they can still eat the Jello. Hey,
Yeah. Also, in 1959, Lawrence Howe died. African English economist and academic.
1963, Greg Kinnear. This is the guy that, according to Lone Sausage Productions, if you ever watch the candy store, the toy cat, you have to take your top off and get killed by Greg Kinnear. He is a U.S. actor, television presenter, and producer. 1970, Popeye Jones is a U.S. basketball player and coach. And is that his real name? Can't be. Nope. Ronald Jerome Popeye Jones. You're trying to do the Popeye noise? Then 1970, we have Michael Showalter, is a U.S. actor, director, producer, and screenwriter. Why don't you take the last four here?
Sure. 1975, Gildea Karani, Thai actress and model. 1980, Venus Williams, U.S. tennis player and monster.
Monster?
That monster that plays tennis.
Oh, yeah. She is rather beastly, isn't she?
1982, Alex Rodrigo Diaz da Costa, Brazilian footballer. 1989, Simone Battle, U.S. singer and actress.
Dang, she died in 2014, so she was, what's 11 plus 14? She was 25 years old. Damn. That's young. Especially for a United Stadium, like, jeez. Moving on up into deaths, starting us off in the year 656, we have Uthman. He was a caliph of the Rashidun Caliphate, born in 579. 676, we have Adeodatus, Pope of the Catholic Church, birth is unknown. And 900, we have Fouque, a French Archbishop and Chancellor, birth is also unknown. Fouque.
Fuck you.
Mm-hmm. Fuck you.
Everybody. Okay, 1025, Onslaught, First the Brave. Polish King. 1219, David of Scotland, 8th Earl of Conington. Unknown. Well, 1631, Montaz Mahal. Mohal Princess. Yes, this is the person. What is Taj Mahal?
Yep. Taj Mahal. 1719, we have Joseph Addison, was an English essayist, poet, playwright, and politician. He was born in 1672. 1734, Claude Louis Hector de Villars was a French general and politician who was a French Secretary of State for War. He was born in 1653. 1771, we have Das Kalogyiannis, was a Greek rebel leader. He was born in 1722.
Okay. Also, where are you at now?
1813.
1813, Charles Middleton, first Baron Barham, Scottish English admiral and politician. 1889, Lozen, Showa Apache, a warrior woman. Move over, Zena. She's the real warrior woman.
Yeah, she doesn't even have to be a princess either.
1939, Eugene Wiedemann, German criminal.
Yep. 1956, Percival Perry, first Baron Perry, died on the state. He was an English businessman. He was born in 1878. 1957, J.R. Williams was a Canadian-U.S. cartoonist. He was born in 1888, and his actual name is James Robert Williams. All right. Let me add that in real quick. 2001, Thomas Winning. I wonder if he has tiger blood. He was a Scottish cardinal, born in 1925. That's my three.
Okay. 2012, Rodney King, U.S. victim of police brutality. 2014, Stanley Marsh III, U.S. businessman and philanthropist.
When from my source, sorry to interrupt, but from the source it says just Stanley Marsh 3. So, like, I'm wondering if this is like the third incarnation of Stan Marsh from South Park or something, you know? I don't know. Because it doesn't say the third, it just says 3. So, Like, literally the number 3,
Yep.
not like the 3 Roman numerals or anything. Like, what you see is what I had.
Yeah, 2019, Gloria Vanderbilt, U.S. Artist, author, actress, fashion designer, hairless, and socialite.
Yeah, I believe she has something to do with the Vanderbilts, you know, who, like the steel people or whatever they were, like, back in the 1800s or whenever the Industrial Revolution was occurring. So,
Yep.
2019, we have Mohamed Morsi, was an Egyptian professor and politician who was the first elected president of Egypt after the Egyptian Revolution, born in 1951. And last but not least, 2021, just last year, Kenneth Kaunda was a Zambian educator and politician who was the first president of Zambia. He was born in 1924. And that concludes the show. Once again, you can check the underbar in the description for any links that you may be interested in, which also includes
Throwing TV on Twitch.
and everything Omni Coalition. Check out Muffin's YouTube channel as well. He is back from Italy, so expect within the next few days his little collage video akin to what he did when he was out in Vegas not too long ago. Anyway, for your dose of Passive Edge Steely, we stream every day at 10 in the morning Pacific Time.
12 Central.
For all of you and all of us, I am A.O. Xander.
Not me.
And you are you. And until you see us tomorrow, don't forget to look right and left at every intersection, rate 5 thumbs, and subscribe. Until then, toodles, let's go Brandon.